Hello there. This is Cindy at CindyBDesigns.com. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to be making this adorable little milk carton treat box, or gift box, whatever you want to put inside there, because you have some really good depth and width across there. Using the Spooky Halloween Sweet Collection online exclusives that was released on September 3rd. For the past 2 years, we've only done online exclusives for Halloween rather than in the mini. And this one's just super cute, very whimsical and things like that. I've done some tweaking with this box, and this is my, example that I made. But I thought today we'll go ahead and make another box. Now, you can use this for birthdays, whatever you want to use it for. So we have this is basic grade, 9.5 inches across by 7. Okay, so on the 9.5 inch side, you want to score at 2.5, and then again at 4.5, and 7, and then 9. Flip it over to the 7.5 inch side, and then you want to score at 2, 4.5, and 6. So that is what we are looking like. So this is what our cardstock looks like with everything in there. If you did like exactly what I showed you, at this point in time, you want to flip it over, okay? And then I'm going to show you what we need to cut off. And it is going to be this, that. We want to keep this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Get rid of that. Like right about here, I want to cut this one up. We're going to keep this, and then cut this one up again, and then keep this. And I'm going to leave this here for a second, so if you want to, you can take a good screenshot of that. And then we will start cutting. And there's a lot of cutting. So the first thing I'm going to do is, you want that 1/2 inch side over, towards your right, but flipping it over is important because you want to make sure your image panel basically is going to be the third one down with the 1/2 inch on the right. Does that make sense? So I'm going to cut this in, give it a nice good notch right about there. And I am going to go, let's see, yeah, right up there. And then turn it around and kind of miter it right there. And then over on this side, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Give it a good miter and cut in on the other, just barely, barely, barely on the other side of the score line there, like on the right side of it. And I am like a slow cutter. Okay, so this is going to go here. I'm going to miter slightly on this side, just like on the other side of the score line, the right side of it. And then for this one here, I'm going to cut barely over to the left side of the score line and then get that off. And then again, right, just barely over on the left side of the score line right there. And then for this, I'm going to go all the way up and cut on the right side of the score line. And this is why I don't like to fold anything up until I cut. I just see better this way. Maybe it's a weird thing, I don't know, but it works. So I'm going to cut it right up there and get that off. So for this side down here, I want to leave this, okay. I'm going to cut up on the left side of the score mark. And then I'm going to miter this in just a little bit. Get that out of there. Same thing with this. I'm going to cut this up on, let's see, the right side, like right up against the right side of the score line. I'm going to miter that pretty good. And then I am going to, like about a 1/2 inch up. Do that. And then repeat it on this side where I'm going to cut in towards the left. And we're talking barely left of the score line. I'm going to miter that in pretty good. Grab that. Cut that 1/2 inch off there. And that is what we are looking like. Gotta throw all those papers away. So before I fold it up all the way, oh no, I want to go like this. This is how we're gonna put our box together. It's basically like this, okay? And I want to get some tear and tape on here on the right side. No, it was this way. And when you put this on, you want to put it as close to the score line as you possibly can without going over it. And then give that a good cut. Keeping everything together. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. This is going to be our roof piece right here, and this is going to be the bottom of the box. So before I do that, yeah, I need to cut this just a little bit more over here. And I think we are good. I am going to flip it over, and I like to do, this is, like I said, this is going to be our roof. I want to kind of like keep that way, because when you fold it together like this, and then put the box together, it's going to turn out, I haven't glued it down yet, and there's a reason for that, but I'm trying to like keep this together so I can show you how it's going to look. And I need a paper clip or something. Oh, great. Here we go. I'm gonna do that right there to keep it together, because it's going to go like this eventually, okay? It's going to end up like that. And this is going to, up here, the milk part, this is going to be the roof, and this is where we want our designer series paper. So I am going to, this is where I put like number 1. This is where I want my first cut to go down, because it's going to go this way and then continue to go all the way around like that. So if I give myself that visual clue, I'm good. And we are going to have to cut our designer series paper by 2 different lengths, but it's going to be the same width of 2 1/4. So what I did was I got a piece of this cute little haunted house designer series paper from Spooky Sweet, and this is 2 1/4 across, and just by 12, I just went ahead and cut that. So the first thing you want to do, first score line, or not score line, first cut, and you want 2 of each. But since I'm using a pattern like this, and I want everything to, you know, go all the way around the right way so you can see it. So I'm cutting to what I have to here. But if you don't have a pattern that it's okay not to have to make it match perfectly, then, you know, you're good. So my first cut here, remember 2 1/4 by 12, I'm going to cut like 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, okay? And this is gonna go on number 1. as you can see right here, the side is going to be 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm going to get that down. And then the next panel is, we're going back to 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then the next one is going to be 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. So basically you want to cut 2 panels of 1 3/4 by 2 1/4 and 2 panels of 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, but you have to alternate them. And again, all this will be over on the blog at cindybdesigns.com. There's a link underneath this YouTube description. And that is what we are looking like so far. Now for the roof, which is going to be this part right here, you want to cut 2 squares of 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I took the stamp set and already stamped that on there. I did a lot of pre-stamping because this is mainly how to make the box. How you want to decorate it up, that's another story. But, you know, let's make the box part. So I am just going to move these over to the side like this. And in the order that I cut them, you can see, and this is why I put a 1 here. Can you see? Oh, I don't know, because I'm getting text messages and I can't see. I'm going to put this down first over here. So when you fold it up, it like wraps all the way around. You can do tear and tape with this, or liquid adhesive or seal. It's really up to you. So with this one, I want to do, you know, get it centered top to bottom, left to right. And then you're good. And they alternate, okay? So you want to keep that in mind. I've got more glue. I'm going to pop that down right there. And once you get the first one down, the others come so much easier because all you have to do is like line up the bottom and watch your left and right, and it all, you know, works out perfectly. I'm getting our third panel. And I'm going to get that down right about there. I normally stand up when I do this. Right now, I'm not, which is weird. And then, oh, maybe a little bit more right there. Get this down. And I think we are good. Oh, you know what? When you put, that's why I said to put the tear and tape weight on, you know, right on top of that score line there. Because we have some excess here. And you do want to cut that off. Not all the way, you know, leave a little bit of a lip there. And you're going to be fine. Okie dokie. So we are looking good. I'm going to pull this off. And fold this over. And I'm happy, but you know what I didn't do? I forgot to like fold my scores in after I put the designer series paper right there. So don't do that. This is like the 4th time I'm doing this video. I am not going to start all over again. So I'm going to do this really, really quick. Now these score lines here, that's what's really going to hurt me, but you know what? We'll figure it out. So I'm going to lay these 2 panels in, okay? And this is going to be the bottom of the box. And I'm just going to put down some liquid adhesive here. I'm running out of glue. Oh man, I hope you saw that, because I just realized I had it really close to me. Let that get set up for a second. But if you don't, it's okay, because I'm going to put some more back here to get this down. You know, get it down centered like this. And then I'm going to let it sit here for a second. Let this all get set up. You know, grab your bone folder because you want to be sure to get, you know, everything down there the right way. So I'm going to let that get set up for a second, and then I'll be back and we'll finish the box. Okay, now that my designer series paper is set up, we are going to finish putting this together. And this is a simple super part, but don't forget to pull those score lines though, like I did. Take your fingers, you know, your index finger or whatever, and then gently crease it in like this. Okay. And this is why I really wish I had those score lines going. And then you fold this over, and this is going to be your roof. Okay, so we're good there. I'm going to grab my glue and glue on these sentiments. And again, measurements, you know, over on the blog. I might be out. Want to make sure that you get it on right, you know. So this is going to go right here in the middle, top to bottom, left to right. And the other roof piece is going to go right there on the back. And that is going to fit right about, you know, I'm going to line it up, of course. Whoa. That happens during every single video I make. Have you whoa. Have you noticed that? 'Cause wow. Be careful with this part. And that's it. That is how simple it was to put this together. And it's just a lot of fun. Now, one thing I do want to caution you about, I started folding it in too early here, and so I'm getting creases here. This happens because I did not score this. If I had scored this line, you wouldn't see this as opposed to this. Okay, so be careful to do that. Like I said, 4th time doing this, I don't have it in me to do anymore. So we have got that going. And I'm just gonna clip this shut, okay? You can also use like Velcro like this if you want to. I just got this from Amazon a couple days ago, and that would be cool too. With this, you can tie twine through it or whatever. But I thought to decorate this up compared to this here, I did it like a little bit differently. I changed my circle, both circles, and colored my, like the face differently from this one here. So I went ahead and used the 2 3/8 circle punch for the pumpkin pie. And then I grabbed the 3rd style shape down and cut that out from basic white. Then I got this little image here, the stars from the stamp set, and I put them down in Petunia Pop. And for my little guy here, oh, what have we got? I have got, for his shoes, I did dark pecan pie. For, oh, the face and the little ears, light pumpkin pie, as well as the tails and the hands. For the broomstick right there, this was dark daffodil delight. For the skirt and part of the socks, light granny apple green. light bubble bath just for inside of the ears and the nose. That is it. Okay, good. You can see that. Wow. And then for the shirt, this is Dark Fresh Freeze Up. So I've got Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this, and I adhered the little critter there with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I want to get the backings peeled off. And we are going to put this little guy right about, well, you know, pretty much in the middle. The top to bottom, left to right thing. Okay, we're good. I want to grab a glue dot. And pop that right about there. And put this little bow on it. This is in the Sweet Collection. Everything I'm using here is from the Sweet Collection. So I'm going to pop that off real quick. Lay that down right about there. And then to embellish, we have these cute little stars. They are also in the Sweet Collection. And I think I might put a large white right about there. And let's do like a little black, because there are 3 sizes. So a little teeny tiny black right about, I guess that was fine. And then let's go ahead and grab a medium purple and pop that down. Right about there. So, you know what? That is it. We are done. This is just the cutest thing ever. Super simple to make. And again, for any occasion, birthdays, Christmas, you know, Valentine's Day, whatever you want to do. But remember to score those lines right there. So, not score, but like fold them. So it ends up looking like this. And I'm not going to do this the 5th time. So I do thank you for joining me again today. I will see you again on Tuesday with another video. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. And please, you know, hit like and subscribe, leave a comment, and feel free to share this. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you again on Tuesday.